Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam.
Hello everyone, honorable judges and my dear friends. Tabe salamat liuna datai, salam sahujud karende malaka, adil ka talino, pajuramin ka saruka, basengan ka jiwata. Arus. Let me introduce myself. My name is Syahglas Indriani. I'm from Senior High School of 1, Nanapule. Today, I'd like to share my experience in achieving my goals and why I used to be a very shy person. Even just to make a sound, I really couldn't. I was known as a quiet person, but I really didn't like the name of quiet. One day, when I was watching YouTube, there was a video that was very interesting to watch. The content of this video was someone who was taking part in an English speaking competition. Immediately, my eyes lit up. My heart was beating fast because I admired her. I also started to think, what if I was very confident and spoke English fluently? Yes, it will be very impressive. Since then, I have been interested in public speaking and English. One day, I had an English club extracurricular in one of the classes at my junior high school, namely Junior High School of Wanpule. My teacher came in and said, "Kids, is there anyone here interested in joining a storytelling competition?" But no one interested. In that silence, I really wanted to follow her, but various arguments immediately intruded in my head. Do you know what I was thinking at that time? I was thinking about all the negative things that would happen, even though it wasn't necessarily going to happen. I was thinking too much at that time. In the midst of my noisy thoughts, suddenly, "What about you, Shagla?" said the teacher who directed at me. I was very surprised to hear it. So shocked, I immediately agreed to it without thinking. Do you know what will happen next? Yes, I regret it. Since then, I always think about it. My brain has become more noisy. What if I say the wrong thing? What if I make a lot of mistakes? And blah, blah, blah. That was my thought at the time. Finally, I opened my phone and opened a video of a storytelling competition I used to admire. At that moment, I started to get motivated and I thought, if I just stayed still, nothing would happen. I started to get excited and immediately tried to memorize them. Because it was my first time to memorizing a significant amount of English, I started to run out of motivation and encounter problems. I started to get struggle with memorizing it and started to get bored and tired of saying all the sentences over and over again. I felt it is impossible to memorize that much text. I started crying to let out my frustration. At that time, I almost giving up. But fortunately, many people around me were very supportive of me. The thing I remember most at that time, that they said that I could do it. Believe in yourself. I started to get back up full of burning motivation. As the days passed, my way of speaking got better. I started to get used to this pressure. The day came when the competition was going to be held. You know what happened? You could guess, my heart was beating very fast. The competition is already open via Zoom. I was waiting for my turn with nervousness and fear that began to grow. At that moment, I had thoughts of giving up and didn't want to do it because I was so scared. At that time, I almost giving up. The day came when the competition was going to be held. I started to get excited and immediately telling my story. After that, something unexpected happened. I saw my name in the first favorite position. At first, I really couldn't believe it. And I was very surprised to hear it. So shocked. I'm very happy and excited. It was the first time my name is included as the winners. I am very grateful to God for the result that have been given for me that were more than what I expected. I believe that the efforts we make will not betray the results later. Friends, be aware. Don't waste an important activities we only think about winning and losing. Because it is not us who determines it, but God who determines it. I know you can do it. Believe in yourself. Well, that's all I can tell you. I hope it can inspire you all to achieve your dreams. Thank you and wassalamualaikum.